Bev's Video Kingdom is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
I can brag your favorite podcast. Let's start this thing.
Woo! What is up, Bev's Video Kingdom?
BVK.
We are back. We are hot off of what might be the. I mean, I hate to do this because, like, I want to. You know how you do. This is appropriate analogy, right? I want to play like I've been here before. You know what I mean? So, like, we're doing this
not
podcast.
that often.
But I mean, we're doing the podcast, and we're like, I should not be shaken by the fact that we had. But I'm kind of giddy, dude. Like, we had David Anspaugh, who directed Hoosiers, and Rudy, and he like hung with us for an hour on Tuesday's episode. Told us a bunch of cool stories.
He was super cool.
I didn't want to say bye. I didn't want to leave.
I would have been like, yeah, let's just go for like 3 hours.
Not only was he super cool, but how cool was, like, I don't know, this isn't a visual medium, but like he had like a sweater on.
He had
was like sitting in a cozy house with a cane,
Dude.
and just like was like, he was like what you think of when you think of like a Hollywood director. Like, I mean, and he's not even like super Hollywood, but like, man, it was so cool.
Yeah. Anyway, he was really gracious and super kind of really interesting. So it was a great. If you haven't listened to the episode, go back and listen. It was our first time we were drinking with the director and not just hypothetically asking questions.
That is hopefully a BVK first and not a BVK last.
Yeah.
The fact that we had drinking with the director actually with the director of the movie we were talking about. That was magical.
So that was Hoosiers. So that inspired us to do the most memorable winning plays, or I guess winning activities in a sports movie.
But we decided on the text today that the key was the win, correct?
Yeah. So this gets us into
What sport?
What is a sport? I remember years ago, Brad and I were on a trip with our friends Chris and C-Dub. I think we were in New York, and we were like a New York-Boston baseball trip. And I mean, I think we almost came to blows over like what not agreeing on.
No,
what was
essentially it was a 3 versus 1 fight because the thing that we always went to was golf versus NASCAR. I grew up in a NASCAR family, racing a big part of my growing up, and I would argue so hard that race car drivers are better athletes, or at least as good as athletes as golfers, and it just did not ever sit well.
It's I mean, I used to be of the school of thought that these guys are driving in circles and not even turning the other way. Like, they're just turning one way the whole time. Like, it's like if you jerk off with only your right hand and you don't ever switch hit, you know what I mean? Like, your fucking right hand is going to be real. So if you're always making
exactly
lefts,
like
so Formula One guys are ambidextrous, like, because they're
oh, for sure. Lewis Hamilton, that dude's fucking.
They're the real athletes.
Going at it with both hands all day. He probably never has any ladies to help.
They're the football players of the racing world.
So what do we think? Are we talking about? Are we saying something? What about something like? So we say golf's a sport.
Yes.
We saying
the best sport.
What about chess?
It's a sport.
It's a competitive.
You guys ever seen the clips
activity.
of chess boxing, like that they were doing in Russia and stuff, where you would play a round of chess and then you'd box for a round?
No, but I'm in on that.
Those dudes are
I want in.
athletes. Those dudes are the real athletes.
What about like video games?
I think all of these things are sports. You just have to think about it as the competition, right? If there's
Well, so
a
that's the
winner,
question.
That's what
Like,
it
is it a
didn't used to be
competition,
based on
or is it a
competition.
sport?
It used to be based on physical like exertion.
Exertion.
It's like just changed because I don't think video sports is a sport.
So I will say though,
I think it's a competition.
You don't coach the esports team at Houston?
what a very big thing to say.
we're raising money for that as we speak. I know it's non-progressive, but whatever.
The only thing, so the only thing that I'll say, and I said this on the text earlier, my dad always used to say about guys like Nick that would go and swim in the mornings, and they would be like, oh well, they're getting up early and they're swimming.
What are they really doing? They're flopping around like
my
dead
dad would
fish.
always say, hey, swimming is a leisure activity. This is not a sport. Come on, you swim.
Swimming's a
because
survival.
You
survival
swim
tactic.
so you don't drown. That's it. You swim because it's hot outside.
I swim.
You don't.
You know what? I swim to race people and beat them and beat records.
That's the sport,
Right, motherfucker?
and that's what.
What's up on your records, bro?
I still
They're
hold,
out there.
I don't want to brag, but I still hold some
Just
like
brag, dude. Just
11,
do it.
12, maybe
How
13,
is it possible
14
that
records,
every
bro.
guy I know, you, Nick, Justin, Heath, all these freaking guys, every guy I know is like, I got 76 records on
I just
on the
let
wall.
the record.
I
know.
rocked a Speedo from 86 to 97.
You're like, my dick wasn't so big, I would have swam even faster. Fucking too much drag, bro.
Oh, man.
Rudder.
All right. Bottom line, swimming is a sport. Moving on.
Yeah, for girls.
For girls, there were a lot of beautiful women that swam with me on
As
the
I'm saying,
swim team.
I would always say
When
that like I was actually
10.
kind of jealous of all the swimmers because they're always out there just hanging out in their bathing suits, like just
One of my
It's the
favorite
place
day.
to be.
One of my favorite stories that Nate tells off the air is that a girl once told him they were talking about dick size, and she turned to Nate and said, "Well, I know it's not bigger than Nate's because I've seen him in a Speedo." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's such a fucking so money right
I
there."
don't know if that's true. Allegedly, that's a story that I've never told. I don't know what he's talking about.
You got a 7-pound python in your Speedo. I mean,
Nate's like, "You think how many records I would have broke if I hadn't had this fucking huge python between my legs? I mean, God,
Dragging
think
me
about
down to the bottom
all
of the pool."
fucking drag off this 8-inch python."
Erroneous. All right, so
swing backstroke. He's like Jaws. It's like the Jaws fin.
Here comes Nate. Is that a snorkel? No, that's
Is
just
that
Nate
why they
doing the
play that for you in your
backstroke.
theme song?
It's like an orca fin, not even like a shark. You know, like the orca's like
All the kids are at the fucking swim meet.
all
and
flipping
Nate's
up and
Nate's
flopping
just doing
over.
the backstroke and fucking the music's playing.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, we are back.
Oh, Nate's. Oh, you're gonna be shy now.
Okay,
huh?
so
You're gonna be shy now.
Blushing.
all right, so we did most memorable winning plays or something, winning moments, yeah, in movies. Okay, so Brad, did you find a draft order for us this week?
You know, I was feeling a little nostalgic, so I went back to the good old Houston High, and I walked into
The old gym.
I went to the old gym, and you know, I was looking at some of the names on the walls, and I looked up, and next to the scoreboard, there was just a list of names. I was like, wait, how did this happen? These guys didn't all play together. How? It was magical. And you know what? It's weird because it had jersey numbers too, and I was like, I don't remember any of these guys having these jersey numbers, but next to the jersey number 1, it said Brad.
Again, dude.
You are a number one
You would
jersey
be a
kind of
number
guy.
one, yeah.
Jesus,
Deep-
dude.
The number 2 jersey was
Deep bench.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick he's
That makes sense.
number 2 a lot.
Number
I thought you were going to say
3
99.
Number 3 was Zach.
And I get the rippity rap again.
And jersey number I wore on different occasions, I know for sure, because my favorite number was number 4, but that's you, Nate.
That is me.
That's
I don't know. I got to go talk to some of the
You know,
administrators there. and get
that means
shit on
I'm
the
all.
wall.
That means I'm pick 4 and 5, and I was 45 my junior year of high school, so I'm going to take that as a sign.
See, wow, that is a sign.
All right, well, Brad, why don't you kick us off?
And you're 45 years of age now.
I am fine.
you and Zach are both 45 years of age.
I get older.
What the
I get,
fuck?
I get a year older on every week's podcast. This is awesome.
Nick's 46.
All right,
Zach-
we need no more
Okay.
stalls going on because I'm ready to go here. And I felt in my heart this is the right way to go, and it's the one I'm most comfortable saying is my number 1 pick. I'm going with the game-winning play in Major League.
I knew you were going to pick that. But I
It's
didn't
just,
think
I
you were
mean,
going to
talking
pick
about
it
the
your
sucks.
first
It
pick,
sucks
bro.
because like it's a combination of things that all happen that lead to that. But that final, the music, the slow motion, the grunting of going down the line. I mean, it's just everything about it. Oh, it's just a magical scene. It's got.
I love it that you took a
number
great
1.
scene too early.
I love that. That makes me most happy. The scene, not so much, but
Wait, I thought this is one of your favorite scenes.
It's one of my.
It's not. It's not
one
it's
of
not
my
it's not a
18 top favorite
It's-
scenes that
it's
I have.
not a
color
first rounder?
coded.
It's
It's not a
color
first
coded
rounder.
orange on his thing.
It's
That's
in
like
my.
the fifth
It's
color.
an early second rounder.
Green is the top ones. Green mean go.
Green mean go. Yellow mean slow down. Maybe you could be green.
Yellow mean not in the
Okay.
first round, Brad.
Sorry. Okay, here we go. All right. So my number 1, even though it's on the cheesy side, but it's as iconic of a sports moment as possible, and we talk about music score, there's not really a better score with a moment and the shattering of lights over a baseball stadium. The Natural. Walter Brimley, the sparks floating over, and he's just sitting in the darkness. Sparks just floating off of the reflection in his glasses. Beautiful.
I love The Natural. 2 baseball movies coming off back to back.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
I know where you're going, Nate. I just couldn't take it with the number 1 pick.
The Natural
couldn't.
it feels like it's
Is
an
that just a
individual
game?
accomplishment. It's not like a team thing. It's
Well,
just
we're
kinda
talking about winning play here, and the team doesn't, there's no.
The music is sick. The lights are sick. I think of it like
It's over the top, and it's fantastical. It's all his everything.
bat that he made by himself. That's the coolest
Wonder
shit
Boy.
ever.
No, Wonder Boy was I was The Natural when I was a kid was like it was my favorite movie.
We're talking about winning plays, walk-offs. I mean,
Have you
this
guys
is
ever
better.
seen the knockoff porno where the girl makes a dildo out of the tree that gets hit by lightning and she like makes it on a lathe?
I haven't seen
You
that.
guys haven't seen that?
No.
Oh,
It's dope. It's also called
Nick,
The Natural.
was it an aspen tree?
I know you're posturing, but in your heart, you love the Major League ending better than The Natural.
I do. But
Okay,
most
just making sure.
but most
Just making
memorable winning, no, Natural's got it by a lot.
Zach, what do you got?
He's rounded third. He's trying to score.
So
Exactly. See,
So-
you know that way more than you know.
You guys are,
I love it how Brad and Nick are just
Just pick
went
Zach.
fully
Brad
into
and I
a
will
Major
keep
League
talking.
podcast.
no, yeah, that's good stuff, guys. I think there's a real market for like
Reenacting
saying the end of Major
ending
League.
movies.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I didn't even think about this one because I thought it would get picked, but I'm gonna go Rocky 2. Rocky beats Apollo, and I mean the music, the fucking just all of it is.
There's music in Rocky.
just unreal, dude. Unreal.
I can't believe we got to this point and you guys left all the best stuff.
Whatever.
Well.
Just pick them.
You can.
Oh, dude. I mean, I don't even know what to do here, but okay. I guess I'll take the T-shirt to start.
That's a good pick.
I mean, Jimmy making the elbow jumper is not just the correct pick. It is like the pick that has guided much of my life.
It's the
So we'll
most
just go
Nate
with that.
thing that could happen because Nate is deadly from the elbow.
So
He is.
Did we talk about this already?
No, we
I don't know
haven't.
if we talked about
We
this
did.
already.
We did.
we talked about it briefly. Maybe we'll talk about it again. But this Jimmy Chitwood is responsible for my just dagger accuracy from the elbow. Okay. Second,
Jimmy Chitwood needs to air up his basketball.
I gotta go with the double reverse and Remember the Titans. I don't.
Backside George reverse actually is what it was referred to, but
Okay, cool. That's great.
Glad you watched the movie.
Thanks, QB Nick.
Glad you watched the movie.
Nick. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and I don't love this movie, but it is a great closing play, and I do think that it is one that will fetch me another title.
And that music has been used multiple times in NFL promos and some of the best pump up sports montages.
Yep.
Love it.
All right.
You guys hear that? You hear it?
Is the door wide open?
You're the best.
Oh, I knew it.
Nothing's gonna ever keep you
I
down.
literally
You're
wrote
the
down,
best.
don't bother, Zach's going to pick this.
The Swan, the crane kick.
No, it's the Swan kick.
The Swan kick.
Daniel Swan.
Daniel Swan with the crane kick.
Just laying down my boy Johnny.
But can we talk about the fact that don't they say in the tournament you can't kick in the face, but then at the end they're like, oh yeah, sure, you can kick in the
Only
face.
for the final point.
Only
you
for
can
the
kick in
final
face.
kick.
Oh, you
and
can
it's
just-
when the ref was like, I'm gonna look the other way since I just watched him try and break your leg and fucking.
I'm just gonna let you.
If you go toe first, I think it's okay.
okay.
Yeah, you just pointed his toe. It's fine.
Ali runs onto the mat to hug him, and I'm just like,
Right in
this
front
is
of
the
him.
greatest freaking shit I've ever
Nose
seen.
His leg's
busted.
fine now.
Yeah, he's all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm healed.
All right, what do you got, Nikki?
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, your turn, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, there's no more sports movies left.
Warrior national music coming into play. Broken arm. I love you. I love you.
I thought I was going to be able to snag this. I thought that no one was going to.
That's in the
there.
green, bud. You ain't.
It's that
in the green.
that one. If you're just going for if the category for me, that's right there with Karate Kid of you feel it.
And again,
He
music,
fucking
dude.
wins.
When
I
that
know.
fucking national song hits, chills.
So I'm going to drop something right now. Hoosiers, which we talked about on the last episode, is still my favorite movie, my favorite sports movie of all time. Warrior is now number 2. Like, I'm officially updating my rankings.
Warriors are legit.
I just love it, dude. I can't get enough of it.
Do you want me to write up the press release?
Yeah, if you can. I mean, I'll probably want to copy edit it first before
Okay.
sending it out.
All right. We'll get that out.
What do you got? Rippy Rap. What do you got? Number 1.
We'll get that.
Oh, man. See, now it's
A lot of good stuff out there.
I hate the number 1 pick. You guys keep, your number 1 pick. You know it's fucking shit position. You're like, you just keep drafting or picking the numbers for yourself.
I hope you.
I hate this shit.
What's crazy is
leave all
I've
the
just
good
got
stuff.
this one in my pocket right now that I'm just like, these
I
guys
got
aren't
one.
picking it.
If
They're
you
not
I got
guys-
one that I don't know what's happening.
If you guys leave the 2 that
I got
want,
one that I don't
it's
think
over.
anybody's picking.
We haven't brought hockey into this equation yet.
I knew
so
that's where you were going.
we got to go.
You better go with your stupid ass Slapshot movie.
We got to go with the Mighty Ducks, the triple. You know this.
The triple deke. I hate you.
Oh,
That's my movie, dude. Gordon Bombay. That movie made me come home and want to play hockey in my
Bombay
front
couldn't
yard.
fin- Bombay
and
couldn't
all the
finish,
ice that we have around here.
but little whatever his name was, Colton or Carson or whatever his name was.
Charlie, bro.
Charlie.
You don't even know the kid's name. Have you seen the movie, Nate?
I've seen the movie a long time ago. That's not me. Oh, I know. A good call. Nice callback to the last draft pod. That got a little heated.
Oh, that shit was funny. I haven't even finished it yet, but I was laughing in the car.
Oh shit! So we got hockey in this mix. Now
All right.
where do we go? Now
Oh,
where do
I'm
we
taking-
go?
oh,
you
sorry.
better slow down.
Oh my God.
Slow that roll.
Nick is
Just let me pick. Just let me
Nick's
take it.
visibly
Chill out,
shaking right now. He's so antsy that he wants to.
Oh man!
Please,
so
God.
I know our draft judge is a sports movie podcaster. So I'm just wondering how he feels about certain types of movies.
You know what? Go with your gut. Pick something weird.
Well, you know my gut.
I gotta get ready just in case you take it, but I think I know where you're going.
You know my gut. I can say that I know Cole. He always goes to the outside.
Yeah.
And then he goes ahead and he does a little. It's basically like the triple deke almost. He just fakes and then he takes it to the
I
inside.
love it that you took that.
And he
it.
goes for that win on that final lap, and then he races.
Old man Duvall.
He races old man Duval.
Great
down the
running
pit
form,
lane.
high hands.
It's beautiful. Was it Joshua Sloan that we were talking that was rubbing?
Oh,
his
he's
race?
fired up for it. We got to
Yeah.
bring it back. That's old school. But yeah, I'm taking Cole Trickle for the win at Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Duvall with the high hands. All right, well, let's go to another sport. One of the most memorable, sneaky pregame speeches made from none other than a cook at a hotel. We're going high school wrestling. We're going Vision Quest
Oh my God, Nick.
God, I thought that was
with
my
the
late.
final
I thought that was
pin
my final
of
pick.
Shoot. One of my actual sleeper favorite sports movies that I enjoy every time I watch it, and it pumps the.
It's
pumps
like you
me
guys
up.
are trying to let me win. I don't understand what's happening. Okay, Zachary, you take some dog shit picks so I can take the last 2 really like top 5.
See,
picks
Nate,
on
you've
the
never
list.
seen Vision Quest. You don't know how good that movie is.
I know exactly.
It's
I
amazing.
haven't seen it.
And
So
that-
I'm gonna
yeah.
ignore it.
I've never seen
Ignore
Vision
at your own
Quest.
peril.
Oh, guys, this is tough.
When he's going up the wall with the pegs.
Oh yeah, that shit.
talking.
Dude, I saw that shit. I saw those pegs in the wrestling room at Houston. I was like, fuck, I got to do that. That's Matthew Modine can do it. I can do it too.
Oh, I would love to see you do that.
Dude, he gets the bloody nose and right before the end of the match, he gets the bloody nose. They have to wipe it out.
yeah.
They're like, oh, should he quit? Should he quit? And he gets back out there,
Oh, it's amazing.
gets the points. He's,
Get that pin.
beautiful.
Get that pin, son.
All right, are we ready?
We're ready.
I don't know. Is this something special?
Is there a sports moment in Hereditary? Is there something I was missing when I closed my eyes those 5 times?
When I close my eyes through the movie, Nick's like, it wasn't that scary. I had my eyes closed the whole movie.
That was the bunt sound? Is that bunt?
Okay, so I'm gonna go. My favorite sport, golf,
That was such a boring word.
and I'm gonna go.
It's just a
like you're
boring
trying to
word.
give it to me.
And I'm gonna go. Happy Gilmore when he wins the whatever it is. It's not the PGA Championship, but it's like the
Gold jacket.
Yeah, the gold
They're
jacket.
Masters.
It's the Masters. And he Happy just kind of draws back on his mini golf training, and goes
to-
off
thanks
the
to the
tower.
Sizzler guy.
Yeah, exactly. I just love it, and I already don't think I'm gonna win, so I may as well pick some ones that I like because
Hey,
my
enjoy
last
it.
pick, I just can't wait to drop on you fucking guys.
I like your 3 picks so far.
I know Nate's not going to pick it. No, my last pick's good still, but it's just not one that Nate's going to pick. I know it.
So my question is, do I diversify sports too much? And I'm not going to. Okay.
It's about time for chess.
All right. So I'm going back to baseball, and I'm going Kits inside the park home run and League of Their Own.
What about Dottie, bro?
I thought we were talking about winning moments.
That is a winning moment.
That's a winning moment.
It's a losing moment.
No,
winning
for
moment for
Dottie.
Kit.
Wins. Dottie
Yeah.
loses.
Yeah.
It's a winning moment.
Kit goes to a different team.
Depends on who you're rooting for.
I know exactly what y'all saying, but the team that you've been rooting for,
It doesn't matter. Someone still wins. He's
the Racine Bells are
Somebody
not
wins.
the team that you're rooting for. That's a losing moment.
Yeah, but
much
Kit's a,
winning
Kit's
For the
moment.
Rockford Peaches.
As
The
much as
Rockford
I
Peaches
hate-
lose that game.
As much as
Kit
I
wins.
hate
It's a
agreeing with
horrible
Nate,
pick. Let me get this straight. It's a horrible pick, but Kit's a supporting character in the
Inside
movie.
the park home run.
She won.
Kit's my favorite character in the movie.
Second.
Most memorable winning moment in a sports movie.
You know what?
Let him take it.
Okay,
I'm taking it.
Maybe our
Second.
judge will for sure have issues with it, just like you.
Yeah, I'm sure that he will when he declares me the winner. And then I'm going to go
like
back to
picking a
basketball, and I'm going with the alley oop and White Men Can't Jump
Oh my god!
for the win.
To Edward Norton.
For the win in the movie and in the draft. Thank you very much.
It's an interesting pick, dude.
I know it.
Those
It's
are
not-
two.
it's
those were two. Like, I have you gone back to the Costanza method? Is that what's happened? You're just like, I'm gonna just if I think it's gonna win, I'm not picking it.
You know what? you keep yapping because how are you going to feel when I have my second win in 2 weeks?
I can't wait to talk to the judge about your pick.
All right, what do you got? Well, you go ahead and take your weird pick, Zach.
Okay, so
Is there something in Requiem for a Dream that I missed?
There was
Did I miss something?
there was a beautiful movie that came out a long, long time ago, many moons ago. I'm trying to see what year. In 1989. And that movie starred just a little guy named Fred Savage. Maybe a little lady named Jenny Lewis you may have heard of. She may,
I love
she may
Zach.
play
I
in
love
a
this
band.
pick with all my passion.
She may play in a band or two. We are talking about The Wizard.
I
When
believe
Fred-
it's just Wizard.
It's called The Wizard.
Oh, okay, all right.
When my boy, just little Jimmy, he just I don't know what his what's up with him, but he is a damn good video game player, and he goes to the World Nintendo Championships and plays a brand new game that has never come out yet, which is called Super Mario Brothers 3. And he just absolutely rocks everybody's world. The most amazing kid on the planet. I love this movie. I always showed it to my kids. They loved every second of it.
And he even beats the little piece of shit rich kid. He's got the power glove.
He's got the power glove, dude.
The power glove. I wanted the power glove so bad.
There's a trend in movies
I love that
lately
you did
that
this.
in Pixels and in the one where the kid where Neil Patrick Harris
Yeah,
wants
they
one for
dog
birthday,
on
and
it.
they dog on the fucking power glove because the power glove was dog shit, dude.
It was a piece of shit.
not awesome.
Piece of shit.
He puts on the power glove in that Neil Patrick Harris movie. He puts on the power glove and he thinks he's gonna kill everybody, and this girl just whoops his ass, and he's like,
Zach, this is
power glove sucks.
maybe the most proud of you I've ever been in any draft ever because you just embraced your own picks.
That's right.
You just dunked on yourself, but I don't even care 'cause it was great picks all around.
Wiping your butt with the power glove.
All right, Nick, we've got 2 more picks left. It's you. And
Oh,
then
it's my
me.
turn?
It is you.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
Vision Quest has already been taken.
No matter how many times pick a different time from Vision Quest. Maybe when he climbed the pegboard and had a personal victory. Maybe you could pick that.
That's kind of a win. It's a win.
That's a win.
He touched the ceiling.
All right.
He's like, I'll take it. Fine.
I'm going to something that requires physical exertion,
Like bowling,
like chess,
darts,
close to chess, a helmet, shoulder pad or two,
and chess.
and Pacino. Any given Sunday, the final play, the unrealistic jumping on the back of your center to cross the goal line,
most
lightning
ridiculous shit.
bolts flash.
I love it I love when they do things that are illegal to win games.
Right.
It's my favorite.
It's a lightning storm. Let's keep playing. Let him jump on his back.
Lightning storm in a dome in Dallas. Gotta love it.
Who's your coach?
Any given Sunday, Steamin' Willie Beeman, game-winning touchdown to send him to the playoffs.
How does it go, Nick? My name is Willie. Willie Beeman.
I keep the ladies screaming.
All right, Brad. Once you close this out,
I'm going
And all my
football.
fans.
I'm going football, and there's 3 directions I can go. One for sure I'm not doing. I'm not taking
Still singing over here.
Sorry.
Billy Bob's piece of shit touchdown in Varsity Blues.
the hook and ladder.
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever
That's
seen.
not. It's amazing.
Varsity Blues is dumb.
Did you just pick it right now?
No, I said that's
I
not what I'm
said
saying.
he picked it. He
Hell
picked
no.
it. Put it
I was
down.
like,
Write
holy
it down.
shit, you picked
I've
that?
got 2, and I
love that movie.
If I felt that this our judge had seen this movie, I would take one direction for sure.
The guy literally has a podcast about sports movies.
I
He's
know,
probably-
but Nick and I know there's a lot of folks that haven't seen our favorite football movie.
You're not going to pick it.
he's going to pick the best of times. I love it. Throw the
But-
draft, Brad.
But
Throw the draft.
instead, I think I'm going to have to go with the
Was there another race in your racing movie? No.
down in Louisiana, and the reason I like this
Oh
this
my
ending is because when it does the little close up of the water boy, and he's sitting there and he's looking off to the side, and then he's got that little smile, and his quarterback's going out there for the pass, and he's got this little magical look in his eyes. I love that moment in that film, and then he throws the nice perfect pass for the game-winning touchdown.
People are gonna shit all over our
And it's
draft. on every
it.
on every
I'm
account.
proud of my draft.
Every
You kidding
single
me?
one of you guys fucked this
No,
up.
fuck.
Thanks,
You know what?
guys. Thanks for
I'm,
coming.
I'm pretty psyched that I'm going to win again.
There's no
I got a
way.
sleeper great draft.
Okay, so that's it. That wraps the draft up. Are you guys ready to do some also rans?
Also rans, folks. We got some also rans here.
Are we recording?
We are.
Is this a
Oh,
podcast?
good.
Okay. Also rans. Okay, so the one that I kept wanting to take that I just didn't, and I feel kind of bad that I didn't because it's great, is the free kick to win and bend it like Beckham.
Never seen it.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's
great movie, dude.
Garbage movie.
You're dumb,
Does she bend it like Beckham?
literally and figuratively.
Amazing.
I don't know what that means.
That
I
doesn't
don't.
make
I
sense.
don't know what that.
I will
don't know what that means.
I will see you then, or I will see you another time. Ollie's free throw and Hoosiers. I almost was like, I'll go back to back Hoosiers.
I don't know, Jobin.
He knew he was going to make it the whole time. He said it in the post-day interview.
We knew it.
I just, as I said, or as I will say later in the future, my wife's reaction to that granny free throw was so fucking funny to me.
Like, am I being punked?
As soon as he threw the granny free throw, she was like, "What the fuck is happening in this movie? They're shooting free throws underhand. This is crazy." And I was like, "No, people did that."
So
Rocky 2 was taken, but I think Rocky 4.
I had Rocky 4. Either Rocky 2 or Rocky 4 or what I had.
Drago getting finally getting KO'd.
Clubber did not make it.
So Hook and Ladder from Varsity Blues and Home Run from Moneyball. Both of those were next up for me. So what about this one? Benny Steals Home
I had that.
for the Sandlot, because that's a winning play, but it's but the weird part is it's not the winning play for anything we care about.
No. It's still actually for it being completely a different character. It's his brother. Did you know that his
in
older
real life,
brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
What about the annexation of Puerto Rico?
Oh my
Little
god!
Giants, man.
Not so much a chill moment, but
99-yard touchdown to win the game after a defensive stop.
my chill moment
So
in that movie
stupid.
is the sticky hands on the receiver when he's going back and forth.
He goes
He's
full.
laying on the ground.
He goes full Jerry Rice.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Over the top.
I talked about
damn.
that.
Stallone.
Lincoln Hawk.
I forgot.
Going
Talked
over the
about
top.
that.
Stallone.
Turning the hat around. Oh, that's a moment.
I remember there was a period where I turned the hat around a lot, just be like, okay, it's over the top time.
What about Bloodsport? What about?
What about Bloodsport?
I mean,
What
just,
about it?
does
Let's
the
talk
thing
about
happen
it.
in that
Or let's
movie?
not talk
Dude,
about
there's
it.
lots of wins. I mean, I'm just saying.
The splits is the chill moment.
JVD.
yeah, that's
So-
legit.
I know has anyone seen Seabiscuit
No.
at this table?
No, that's
Is Nick really bringing up
that's
Seabiscuit
your
right
movie,
now?
Yeah,
bro.
let's
That's-
go.
That's
Nick's-
your movie, bro.
Okay, tell us about
Tell us about
Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
There's just a great moment in that movie.
There's a lot of them. How much time we got?
We don't have much time.
I'm getting the chills right now.
There's just a great moment in that movie
Well,
where he
tell us
races. He goes against a.
Toby, you can do it, Toby.
What's the from Neverending
what you're
Story?
saying?
What's the when the horse dies?
Artax. Don't go to the nothing, Artax.
Somehow, like, Zach's getting really close to the mic and screaming, and it's having
sorry,
this really,
guys.
but it's having this really weird effect that, like, almost like he's a different person.
Yeah, it's like a guy that wins drafts.
Yeah, it's
Chariots of Fire. I actually hadn't. I've never seen it, and that final scene does not stack
Doesn't
up
do
against any of the top ones that we picked.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I thought through a lot of sports movies was like great moments that are not winning moments.
What
right?
about-
like
what
so
about-
Tin Cup? Right? He he holds it out. It's not a winning moment.
Nope.
It's a great moment.
What about Gladiator? Would that count?
It's kind of a sport.
Wait, the boxing movie Gladiator?
No,
or
I'm talking about the
Maximus.
If Gladiator fits
Maximus, the Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Braveheart's a great sport.
I mean,
when he gets his intestines
it's a
ripped out?
spectator sport. I mean, essentially.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
exactly what I'm saying. I think
That's
it
interesting
fits, but I
You
wouldn't
should
pick
have
it.
picked it.
Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have got fourth.
Ford versus Ferrari. You got the big
It
one
hasn't
at the
happened
end.
Actually, I had Jerry Maguire, Rod Tidwell's catch and possible paralyzation, and then not.
But that wasn't a game winner, though. That was like
yeah, it was.
that was like
It was the game winner.
was it?
Yeah, for that game, it wasn't like it was just Monday Night Football, but it was the game-winning catch.
I don't think so. I thought it was just like a late catch.
No,
I think
that
it's
was
the
a
game
game-winning
winner.
catch.
Yeah,
Because then they cut to him like in the locker room getting
Yeah, I
like
think it's
that,
a game winner.
getting paid.
And they're like, "You won the game, Roddy."
We did it.
And he's like, "I can't walk."
all right. You guys about ready to be judged? Because we have an awesome judge.
And then
what-
Ollie in
See, I stayed
Willie.
away from
Big Willie.
the movies that are like actually
Real
based on.
things?
Yeah, that I try to say. But I mean, speaking of absolutely not real things, The Scout with Brendan Fraser. I mean, he throws 81 pitches, strikes out 27 batters. That's a pretty impressive feat.
I don't know.
Pretty
Have
impressive.
you ever seen it?
You guys ever
okay.
seen the movie American Flyer
No.
with Kevin
Maybe.
Costner? It's like bicycle.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah, when
bicyclist.
they-
It's like a
Yeah.
Tour de France, but in like Colorado, old school. Kevin Costner,
Yeah.
Never seen it.
dude, it's good.
I mean, Chariots of Fire. We didn't talk about.
We haven't
That's
talked about-
the bigger.
It's better than Chariots of Fire.
We haven't talked about the bicycling movie. What is it? Tell me what the name is.
Chariots of Fire.
No, that's
No,
not
it's
it.
Rad.
No. Nope. The
It's the
bicycling
one-
movie where the guy bicycles to the end and fucking a bunch of people are going to be like, "Oh my God, why didn't you pick the bicycling movie?" Can you guys tell me what's
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
No,
I do.
You guys
Sure it's
all
not
know what I'm
Chariots of
talking about.
Fire?
It's
Oh
not
yeah,
Chariots of
is
Fire.
it something Streak? It's
No, it's fucking
it's the one where he's a messenger. He's a bike messenger.
Wait, is Chariots of Fire running or
yeah,
is it
Chariots of Fire's running.
Oh, Breaking
It's not
Away.
Chariots-
That's the
Breaking
one.
Breaking away is
Okay,
the
I
thing
was
I'm
mixing
talking
them up in
about.
my head.
Jesus,
not
I can't believe it
chariot
took us
racing.
that long to go there.
Breaking
you kept
away.
saying, hey, do they ride bicycles in the Chariots of Fire?
No,
Because you kept saying
I
it
just
over and over.
I completely flip flopped it with Breaking Away in my head.
They ride chariots.
All right, so it's time.
my
The bicycles
favorite
with the
thing ever.
flames. You don't remember?
It's not like a read between the lines kind of thing. No, it's chariots.
Remember in the Roman Empire when they rode bicycles?
All right, it's time to get our guest judge, Kyle Bandujo from Big Screen Sports. I actually stuffed him in the hoop on my driveway, so he's actually dangling out there right now. He's been there a minute and he's upside down. He may not be conscious.
It's a high quality hoop.
It's a good
though,
hoop.
so
No,
it's
it's
going
a
to stand
Glass
up.
backboard.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
all the
adjustable.
things you would expect.
I put him up to 11, but I'm going to crank him down before I get him out. So let's go get Kyle and then we'll see how we.
Kyle, come down.
Hey,
Hey.
California has the largest population in the United States and the site of some of the most famous true crime cases in history. But there's more than meets the eye to the crime in California. Join Sean, Jessica, and Charles on the California True Crime Podcast as they cover crime both infamous and overlooked from around our state, while looking at the deeper history that goes beyond beaches and movie stars.
Okay, we are back, and we have our guest judge, Kyle Bandujo, has joined us. He is the host of Big Screen Sports podcast, and also is a writer for Baseball America, and is on a podcast with them. Welcome. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys. I've been looking forward to this.
So I feel like we have a regular judge, Scotchback, who is truly like a utility player. He's a great movie guy. He knows a lot about different movies, and so he kind of does it all. But I don't know if we've had any judge on that's more well suited to judge a category than the guy that hosts the best sports movie podcast to judge the winning moments. So that's pretty awesome. I want to hear about how you've had this podcast, the Big Screen Sports, for a few years. So tell us about how you came to do that and what the motivation was and kind of what you do there.
Yeah, I started Big Screen Sports, I think in February of 2019. I can never remember if it's 2019 or 2018, but I've been doing it for a while. The idea for it started out as at first it was a written column. It was a thing I wrote like 2015, 2016, just about the football problems and Remember the Titans, of which there are many. And
Yes.
and so I kind of wanted to make that a written series, like talking about the, problems in sports movies. Did a couple things about that, and then the site that I was writing for cratered, and I was like, well, maybe I'll everyone has a podcast now, so I just thought, I had nothing better to do, so I decided to start a podcast. Like everyone has
like
one.
Us, yeah.
Might as well have thrown my hat in the ring. Yeah, and so at first it was the main purpose of it was just talk about the sports problems in sports movies, or just like what was authentic, what wasn't, realistic stuff. And then it's kind of over the years evolved into just an appreciation of movies and the sports movie genre and just movies in general. We'll do, I just did a rom-com month in February.
Yeah, I got
just to kind of change it up.
I got heavily accused of recruiting you on because we have the same taste in movies. They're all, what the fuck? They're like I love
this guy,
actually. Just like this guy's yeah.
I love definitely maybe
and romantic comedies. Oh, this is your BFF.
Huge definitely maybe fan.
You just did Sleeping with Other People, which I've recommended to people on the pod basically every other week since we started. So like that's like one of my favorites.
The interesting thing for me, so Sleeping with Other People was one that I saw for the first time. My co-host recommended it. She was like, we should do this. And we watched it. That movie definitely, it has its high points. Like it has maybe a top 5 rom-com line ever, like an incredible line, like not going to spoil anything, but just like an incredible, piece of screenwriting and scene delivery. And it's also got some major warts that like, it's very hard to ignore. So I'm, that's one I need to give another watch to. But Rom-Com Month was fun. And just like sports movies, like you can really dive into what was realistic, what was not realistic in those. So
All right, quick question.
Little change up.
On this note, quick question for you: Bull Durham, sports movie or romantic comedy?
Sports movie is the best sports movie of all time.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So you taking Bull Durham over Major League is what you're saying?
I'm taking Bull Durham over everything.
Oh my
Everything
goodness!
in the world. It is.
Have you seen Karate Kid? There's a little movie called Karate Kid that came out.
It stars the
Have you
Daniel
seen it?
Swan.
I'll tell you what, Team 4 isn't gonna love this. So, or Team 3.
Oh my God! I wonder who that poor fuck is.
Zach, by the way, is our sort of resident whipping boy. So you're right on brand, Kyle. That's a good face validity check for your taste. So you got in and so now it's kind of evolved and it's grown quite a bit, right? I mean, you've got a pretty good following now on the pod.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think just with anything, you keep doing it slowly but surely. It hasn't like blown through the roof. I still have a day job. I'm an ad sales guy if anyone's in need. Yeah, no, we got a nice little fan base. It's been fun, participating in Rom-Com Month and the Ted Lasso rewatch we did. Got a great Patreon group, great group of supporters there. So, it's been fun. When I first started it, I didn't know if anyone besides my mom would listen, and my mom doesn't listen, so it's nice that other people have.
Same here, bro. My mom does not listen to my
Same
phone.
here.
My mom was just telling me the other day she listened to a few episodes and she's like, but I kind of like cover my ears when you guys say the F word, and I was like, I'm 42, Mom. So
that's the thing. Like my podcast is not for my mom, so I don't falter for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
What you said though is a recurring mantra for BVK, which is that if you continue to put out quality content, people are eventually going to come to it, right? And we say that all the time, and we've been going at it and going at it and going at it, and we've seen our numbers steadily climb, and now we're getting like people like you and people like David Anspaugh, and like we have a bunch of really cool guests that are all lined up for the next couple of months, and it's like, all right, people are finally getting what we're putting out there, which feels good, right? I mean, that's got to feel good for you.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure you guys are going through this. Like, it's very gratifying hearing that people appreciate your work, listen to your show and stuff. And like anytime someone asks me, should I start this podcast? Should I start doing this? Blah blah blah. I like, if the first reason you want to do it is because you have an idea you really like and you want to talk about it once a week, and you're actually going to put some effort behind it and edit it, make your sound good, and be consistent, release an episode every week, by all means go for it. Like, if you're doing it just because you want to get like internet famous and wealthy, you're in the wrong business, pal, because neither of those things are probably going to happen. So, but I think people who put in good work and see, like, yeah, you might not get signed by the Ringer tomorrow, but you see it's the more consistent you are and the longer you do this, you find like that group of day ones who will support you and make doing every show worth it. Like, I have a handful of people who support me on my Patreon, and that like means the world to me. And it's like great that people care enough to like kick you a few dollars because they appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, so yeah, it's the longer you go, the better it feels, really. So for a lot of things.
And now you're right in our wheelhouse, Kyle.
Zach doesn't know about that. So you already showed your hand a little with your Bull Durham, but you also were a college baseball player. Where'd you play?
I played at the University of Texas of the Permian Basin. I was a walk-on. I was not very good. I finished high school, and it was like, do the big school thing and give up baseball, or go walk on at a small school, but stay on a team for another 4 to 5 years. And I picked the latter. I'm glad I did. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I was very good at throwing balls over the middle.
and Permian Basin. So that sounds Friday Night Lights-ish to me.
Odessa Permian. Yeah. So the school is in Odessa. They're not the dominant sports franchise in the city. We have football now. We didn't have football. I was there. They have football now, but yeah, we'll run second fiddle to the Odessa Permian Panthers of Friday Night Lights fame. What they don't say in Friday Night Lights is they actually share that big stadium with Odessa High School. In my freshman year of college, there was a dude in the soccer team. It was the local, and he was like, you want to go to this game? Like, his parents had season tickets, because that's a thing there. And we went, and it was Permian versus Odessa High, packed house. There's like 30,000 people there, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna watch this incredible Odessa Permian team, watch them kick ass, that whole thing. Odessa High had a running back who played in the NFL, and that game was over in the first quarter. That dude broke off 3 70-yard touchdown runs, and it was let's leave at halftime. Yeah.
All right. So
pros, they're different than the rest of us.
All right. So we sent you a draft. You analyzed, you broke it down, the most memorable winning plays or actions, I suppose. They're not all plays.
Kyle, before your comments about Team 3, I was willing to say that, like, it's cool to have an expert on, but now I'm like pissed. I'm like, where's my fucking guy that doesn't know very much about this? Like, this is some bullshit.
So give it. So first, before you reveal any more than you've already told us, that we already knew, which was the Team 3's dog shit. How'd you decide to judge? Like, what are your criteria in here? How'd you sort it out between the teams?
So I gave a scan. I kind of thought about my own, and I gave kind of a quick scan, and like, what are like the hallmarks for me, like what would I be gunning for in this draft, and like what are call it on my show, my favorite category is the big chill. It's like the big chill moment in a sports movie. This is essentially what most of these is the big chill moments.
That's right.
Agreed. And one team has 2 of my favorites. So that's big for that team. So that's kind of how I did that. I kind of went and tried to rank, like, certain of these are in I kind of tiered them up as far as like these moments. So who has the most in like a higher tier, and And then I kind of went on movies I like, movies I don't like as much. Like but it's interesting. Like I despite what I said about Remember the Titans having a bunch of football problems, one of them being the double reverse. So y'all have the explicit tag, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So fucking dumb. So fucking dumb.
You don't like the backside George reverse? Backside George reverse?
Hey, I like when he calls over Rev. He's like trying to figure out what he's gonna do. He calls over Rev. He's like, "You ready to run?" Like, sure. But it's ridiculous. But it's a good movie. Yeah. So it's so kind of did that thing. I would be curious. You guys picked 4 each. Yeah. I assume you did some power rankings. I assume you didn't just list like these 16 you have to draft from. So I was curious.
Oh,
you guys,
no.
Like each of you have rans. Each of you. I would like to hear the also rans. Like what was one that each of you would have been your next pick?
Well, I'll tell you right now. Mine is, and I wasn't sure if you've seen this movie. I'm hoping you've seen this movie, but it speaks a lot. We grew up in a little small town. High school football was what it was on Friday nights, and Robin Williams, Kurt Russell classic, Best of Times. The last touchdown pass that's thrown to Robin Williams in that movie is just one of my favorite scenes of all time. And that movie's part of my family. We've watched it a billion times together, and it's just my mom knows it, my dad knows it, my brother knows it. So it's like that's the scene I left off that I was sad to leave off because I think it's such a great scene.
Kyle, every part of me wants you to say you've never heard of that shit. Tell me you've never heard of that shit.
That is actually being covered on my show this month with
So Nick and Brad are such fanboys for that movie, and Zach and I were.
Kyle, ESPN's Kevin Van Valkenburg joining me for that one.
Awesome. Dude, tune into Big Screen Sports. That's freaking awesome. So,
I'm gonna tell my dad
these guys, we did this podcast for a year just on Zoom before we ever recorded anything or released anything onto Apple or iTunes or anything. And one of the movies
4th of July episode.
4th of July, we did Best of Times, and these guys were like, we're doing Best of Times. And Nick and Brad were like, we love this movie. And I was like, I have no fucking idea what you guys are talking about. Like, what?
And
are
Zach
you guys
sat down with his kids and watched it.
I sat down with my kids and watched it, and they were like, "What's a divorce?" That's what they got from this movie. So there you go, dude.
The crazy thing about that movie, the interesting thing is that I feel like if Bull Durham doesn't happen, that movie is more like highly thought about. But like Ron Shelton, Sports Movie Hall of Famer, you don't really think of the Best of Times because 3 years later he puts out an absolute all-timer that was also a huge hit.
Yeah.
So it like changed minor league baseball. Like it was one of there's like 3 big things that took minor league baseball into their golden age, like talking like the real world golden age. And that movie was one of them. Like it changed an entire industries, which meant it kind of overshadowed the Kurt Russell, Robin Williams high school football movie.
Yeah. So Bakersfield and Taft, which are in the movie, they're the very bottom of the Central Valley of California where we live. So it's still that agriculture community. I mean, they were oil and stuff like that out there, but it's still it's about 4 hours away. So it's pretty close to us and kind of resonates that way.
We quote it. I mean, weekly.
So I'm struggling for my next pick, but it would either be for me that one that you're going to hate based on realism, which is the Hook and Ladder from Varsity Blues.
Terrible.
Oh, I love it though. I love it though.
Oh, man.
Billy Bob. Oh my God.
Did he break beers out on the field? Did he break beers out on the field when he was celebrating? I can't remember.
I like how they made it.
I love that so much.
Something was wrong with Billy Bob because he had a concussion, and I keep screaming at the TV. I'm like, he has diabetes. He has blood sugar issues. It's fucked up.
So the other one is the home run and Moneyball, which I partly the fact that he
all timer.
Yeah. So I'm a huge A's fan, and I am a huge Michael Lewis fan.
What did that win?
It won the game that extended the streak. Dipshit. What do you mean?
Jonah Hill won for it, right?
Anyway, so those are the two that probably are next up for me.
So I had Moneyball.
With that one, it's so much. It's not as much like the movie, like especially because the A's are gonna. It is how they do it. It's the sound cut, the crack of the bat, and then that great theme. Like it's just it's unbeatable. It's like you. It's some of these. It's like, is the action itself good? Is what it means in the movie good, or is it like I go the ultimate Big Chill moment, which wouldn't really qualify for this because it's not a win, but in the last round of Creed, when he's like talking to him, and he's like, you know, you're a Creed, and I love you. And he gets up, and then Ryan Coogler's been like holstering the Rocky theme for this entire movie, hits us with it. Like, incredible. That's so call. it's about like how it's done. That's a chill moment
for sure. 100%.
Where were you gonna go, Nikki?
I mean, I was gonna go Moneyball. I had like Caddyshack higher. It's like on the funny side of things, but Moneyball. I had Moneyball too.
My roommate and I, he was a huge A's fan, and we were watching that whole like the whole streak in our apartment, and like every night we were watching the games, and just every ending was crazier than the next one. It was a fun time. I gotta say, I enjoyed it in real life.
So my last one, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I was gonna go with The Fighter when Mickey becomes a welterweight boxing champion of the world and knocks the guy out in the 8th round. That shit is just unreal. I love that movie. I am the least Mark Wahlberg fanboy of anybody that you'll ever meet, but that movie kills it.
All the boxing ones, I mean, sports movies, like it's like boxing and baseball. It's where we've had the most, and it's so good for, and I mean, I guess you can throw Warrior into it, just like combat movies.
Totally.
Because like one that there's multiple of these moments in Cinderella Man, which I really love, and it's really when he I don't even, not even the fight at the end, but like when he makes when Paul Giamatti kind of throws him a bone and finds him that fight in the garden, and he like upsets that guy, and like Giamatti's killing it in the corner, and it's, I mean, so the boxing movies are just set up perfectly.
Cinderella Man,
like this.
The editing on that scene where like he's beating him up in the corner and then he walks away and then that dude just slowly falls. Just everything about that scene is just beautiful.
So this is exactly
the way that it's filmed.
It's great.
This is one of the things that I've been watching Warrior like on a loop when I work out lately. And
it's the best.
And one of the things that I've realized about what makes it so perfect is that they take not one but two characters and make you really care about them. And then they put them both through a bunch of fights that you really care about. And so if you talk chill moments, like, does it have the highest chill moment count, or like the total, like,
because it happens over and over.
Because it's like there's like the whole last hour of the movie is like 5 or 6 of those moments where you're just out of your mind.
The only movie I can think of that comes close is Bloodsport.
Well,
right?
the icy.
Well, it's because we're talking about Gavin O'Connor, and that is his thing, is those big chill moments. I mean, we talk about. I want to ask, did Miracle come to mind for anyone?
It came to mind, but the one I didn't know if Eruzione was too early, in the game to count it as the actual winning moment. You know what I mean? But it definitely crossed my mind.
There's that. But even the "Do you believe in miracles?"
Like it's
call,
still
that's I think that's the crazy thing about what O'Connor does with that movie, and what he does with all of it, with essentially his 3 sports movies, Warrior, Miracle, and The Way Back, is that he gets you so emotionally bought into his characters. He does it over the course. I mean, they're deep character dives, and he gets you so bought in. And like, it's the crazy thing about Miracle, in that how everything that's going to happen in that game. Like, they're going to win. And the way he does that is, I mean, putting you right in the game. The way they go about the game and like putting you in the middle of that is incredible. And like, when that call hits, it gives you the chill every time, which is bonkers, because you had been hearing it for your entire life. Beforehand, you've heard it a million times, the actual thing. He has the foresight to have Michaels come in, and Michaels and Dryden, re-record all their lines and stuff. Like, Gavin O'Connor is a fucking lord. Like, he is impossibly good
with a team made up of non-actors, basically, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like a mantra of my podcast, is cast athletes, not actors. Like, unless you need, like, unless it's Raging Bull and you need Bob De Niro to go win an Oscar in this role, like, cast people are athletes because they're gonna carry themselves like athletes have a certain way. Like,
you mean like
they talk a certain way, they walk a certain way.
You mean like Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, right?
Woody's an athlete. Wesley's the problem in that movie.
Wesley's terrible.
Woody's like,
perfect. He's like Chris Mullen reincarnated.
So on Tuesday we asked David Anspaugh about casting for Hoosiers, and I was kind of like, well, how important was it to you that they get that these people can can pass for real serious basketball players. He's like, it wasn't important. It was taken completely for granted. And he said, not only was it just the only, I mean, he literally just invited a bunch of people, did a casting call and had them play pickup basketball. He wasn't even looking for them to act. He's just like, do these guys look like the kind of guys I think I want in the basketball scenes? And he pointed out that originally the script had essentially no lines for any of those characters because he was like, I assume they're not going to be able to act. I just want them to be able to be passable basketball players. And he said they were so good that they wrote more lines for them, which were still relatively few because they did a good job with the acting. But like for him, he's just like, no, I'm not even going to worry about whether they can act. I just want athletes.
Yeah, I think that comes off, and like in Miracle, it's all hockey players except the one dude who you can hide with the guy was Jim Craig, who he was the guy from Friends and was an actual actor, but you can hide him. He had a double, under that mask. So, but everyone else is an actual, but like, not to do another podcast plug, but my next episode is with a woman named Jessie Sheldon, who she co-founded a company called Game Changing Films, which they do the sports action on sports movies.
Oh, awesome.
So they've done the action on, her co-founder did the action on Miracle and The Way Back with Gavin O'Connor and stuff like that, and like McFarland USA. It's just a laundry list of stuff, and it is typically their job to find they usually don't get a say in like the top build people. Like those people are usually already cast. Like you got who you got, and if they can't play sports, they can't play sports. But like part of their job is casting and finding these people who are passable athletes, and if they can act, that's just a bonus, really. Yeah. There's also this. In 3 years, I haven't figured out what to name the sliding scale. But when you talk about Hoosiers, guys have to look less good in 1950 at basketball. Like it doesn't have to look like the NBA now. Like they're high school basketball players in 1950. Like we could all probably get 18 and 10 in a game in 1950. So there's like the sliding scale. There's like the sliding scale of how good sports actually have to look. Whereas like if you were casting a movie that's set right now, like it has to look incredible. Like all the athletes have to look good, whatever. And like in 1950, like heaters at halftime. Like there's like no rules in 1950 sports. Right. Everyone looks like shit. Like it's
I love the one leg
Hoosiers does it well enough.
They're like shooting with they're like doing the James Harden one footer.
I watched it with my wife, and when the short guy gets up there and shoots the granny free throw, she's like, "What the fuck is happening in this movie? No one shoots free throws like that."
Rick Barry, the greatest free throw.
I gave her the speech, Brad. I was like, the Warriors, Rick Barry, the greatest free throw percentage shooter of all time.
He's like, am I being M. Night Shyamalan right now?
And she was like, it looks so stupid. And I was like, that's how they did it. I don't know.
So we got to talk Bull Durham.
I hate to plug Malcolm Gladwell, but he did that revisionist history podcast. He did one about Rick Barry and shooting the underhand free throws and how so many people just like could use it but won't because it doesn't look cool. But there's all these bad free throw shooters.
Shaq and all
statistically
these guys.
should. Yeah, Shaq. Yeah, but instead Shaq like just threw darts at the back.
He would lean forward and fall and kind of chuck it at the But so I got to call you out real quick, Bull Durham. If this is your favorite sports movie,
you've upset Brad.
Tim Robbins with the most pathetic looking throw of all time in a sports movie. I just cannot.
But then you have the greatest movie athlete ever in Kevin Costner, so it evens it out.
But that Tim Robbins just bothers me so much. I'm like, this
Brad,
is not
Brad has a
Tim
Robbins issue.
I do have a.
I can live with it. Wait. You hate Tim Robbins?
Yeah,
Shawshank.
We okay. So hold on, Kyle. Hold on.
He hadn't seen the movie.
There's some backstory again. So Brad and I have been best friends for like 40 of our 42 years, and I was like the biggest Shawshank fan when it came out, and so he hadn't seen it for 4 or 5 years, and I delivered the DVD to him and made him like promise he was going to watch it, and he kept that fucking DVD for like 6 years and did not watch it. So then fast forward 15 years.
How did he not run into it on TV?
I don't know, but he avoided it until literally I chose it 2 weeks ago for this podcast, and he's like, okay, I guess I got to watch Shawshank. So this fucking guy had not seen Shawshank, The Godfather or Hoosiers prior to having to watch them for this
Zach
podcast.
also had not seen
So you
Hoosiers.
should just take everything he says with a significant grain of
But
salt.
I had seen Strange Brew,
tough.
Best of
It's tough.
Times,
That's a nice way
and
yeah. So he's let's just call him problematic. We'll just go with that. We'll just go with problematic. And we should take nothing he says seriously, including about the great Tim Robbins. Which for me, by the way, is Shawshank's my all-time favorite. All right, so let's get to it.
Oh, it's
Okay,
the best.
so Kyle, so you gave it away a little bit, but you were explaining to us that you add up your chill moments. You had some tears. You looked for the movies that are on your personal list. You then kind of went to the moments that were on your list. Then you went to the movies you liked. Okay, so give us what's list number 4?
who's
who's
fourth
place?
place?
What's that?
Team 3.
Team
so
3.
Team 3 includes
Team 3.
Kyle,
Team
I'm so
3
disappointed.
Hey, slow down. Let me read the team. Team 3, we got Rocky 2. Rocky beats Paul off the mat for the win. Karate Kid, we got the crane kick. We got Happy Gilmore, the final ridiculous putt. And the Wizard, Jimmy Woods wins the Nintendo Championship over the Power Glove douchebag.
All right, so
Zach, go jacket
Do you
shirt.
guys
Shooter's
think
gonna
Jimmy
choke.
Woods is inspired by Jimmy Chitwood? I mean, fuck, I don't know, guys.
so tell us why this pile of shit was your last place team, Kyle.
Okay, so let's run it back. One, I have not seen The Wizard. I am familiar with The Wizard. I had the star of The Wizard on my show because the star of The Wizard was in a great sports movie, Little Big League.
I love
you
Little
had
Big League.
An actual sports movie.
Not Savage.
No. It's
No, the other.
Jimmy Woods. It's the kid that
Yeah.
plays the video game
you
player.
had Jimmy Woods. Oh my
He's
god,
the manager
Yeah.
in Little Big League. He's awesome.
Luke Edwards.
Yes, there you
Luke
go.
Edwards.
bro.
Super nice guy. So yeah, have not seen The Wizard. Came out before I was born. Most of these movies did, but that
You
wasn't
look
what I was
young.
going back
You
for.
look super young, Kyle. This is a great movie. I showed it to my 9-year-old, and he was like, "This movie's amazing."
So I have an 8-year-old, so I could probably make
there
that
you
work.
go, dude.
I'm 30. I'm not 16. And then so Rocky 2. That is the third best Rocky winning.
So
I
what's
wanted-
your number
I
one?
wanted
4?
it's 4.
You're going 4 first?
Oh, it's 4 and then it's 3.
See,
4
I
and
like-
then it's 3.
I like 4 better, but honestly, for me, it's the one where he fights the guy in the alley.
Rocky 5 is terrible. Shut your mouth, Zach. Shut your mouth.
No one stands up for Rocky 5.
Tommy Gun. Tommy the Machine Gun.
Except for fourth place.
Zach
It's so
just
hilarious.
cementing himself at
So-
the bottom.
I want to know your thoughts on Karate Kid. Can you tell me what your thoughts on Karate Kid are? Because it's probably my favorite movie of all time, close to it.
So I think if I were 10 years older, not age shaming anyone, I think Karate Kid would mean more. I didn't get to Karate Kid until I was in college, and I went to college in the fall of 2009. So like it just didn't have the same nostalgia for me, and I think that's what lifts it up for a lot of people. And now it's still a good movie. It still has a lot of like good points and like good parts. Like the crane kick is fine. I don't carry the nostalgia for it, but it's also not like there are movies from my childhood like Rookie of the Year, which I had all this nostalgia for, and you watch as an adult,
Trash.
and that movie stinks.
It's terrible.
Versus like Karate Kid is a good
Same.
movie. I understand why it was such a big deal. I get that. I just don't have the reverence for it for myself personally. I think it's good. It's fine. It's an all-star movie.
It's because Elizabeth Shue
Happy
put all
Gilmore.
this through puberty.
It's because Elizabeth Shue runs out and hugs him on the mat, and I'm like,
She helped us.
I wish Elizabeth Shue would hug me too.
Listen, I don't know. Have you guys watched The Boys on Amazon Prime?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Brad's a big
First
fan.
season.
Love it.
Yeah.
She's
Liz Shue.
she's solid
still,
in that. She's still
great.
doing work.
She's got it going on, dude. She did
Still
a little
killing it.
run on Cobra Kai too. Just killing it.
So Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, she looks great. Yeah, so Happy Gilmore, Hall of Fame movie, probably the best golf movie ever made.
Thank you.
The ridiculous final putt is fun, a lot of fun. Was not enough to save this team.
It's fun like putt golf. It's fun.
All right, so on to team the third place team. Who you got?
So this one is really, really difficult.
No, so that means I got distant last. Don't say that. Kyle.
Yeah, no, it was.
He's used to
easy.
it. He's used to it.
It's a
Don't worry.
comfortable
So
spot for you.
it's funny. My top team was easy, and my bottom team was easy.
Oh, damn.
It was the middle
Okay,
two.
so second and third.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
I
what
got
to-
you.
That's my
yeah,
happy,
it was what to do.
place.
So I believe I am going to do Team 1 is my third place team.
Thank you.
It's tough.
All right,
It's tough.
Team 1 had Major League, the bunt and score from second. The Mighty Ducks, Triple Deke, Days of Thunder, Cole Trickle takes the Daytona 500, and the Waterboy throws to his quarterback for the game winner.
All right, so what's the analysis?
So the thing about, let's start with Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks 2 is better. Like it's a little, I like the end beating a team. Yeah, I'm more
It's
there.
okay.
For that.
Zach's 43 though.
Us old men are upset.
The Major League, the bunt score from second, I love that. You know, Jake Taylor. It's good stuff. The only thing with that is my big chill moment actually happens like 5 minutes before that when Rick Vaughn comes out of the bullpen.
Yes.
So that's my top big chill moment for that movie.
so
That's
you're
gonna say Serrano.
The one at second is not.
And that's one of the things I love about we did a Major League pod early, and one of the things I pointed out then, which I love, is that's one of the few movies where you get a defensive winning sequence and an offensive winning sequence, and so you almost get the ending
because it's
twice.
baseball.
That's what baseball does for you.
But I'm just saying, but that movie kind of really capitalizes on that. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is the team that edges this one out has movies has moments that are actual like chill moments for me, and team 1 really doesn't. Like it's all stuff I really like. I really like Cole Trickle winning the Daytona 500. That's a sweet scene. The racing in Days of Thunder is fucking awesome, but it's not like, I don't know. That's not like big chill for me. And it might be something, again, I got to Days of Thunder as an adult. I really, really like it. Like that movie is a lot of fun, but it's not as much big chill for me.
Kyle,
the Waterboy, it's kind of the same thing as the putt in Happy Gilmore. It's like, it's a lot of fun. I love that, but like I don't get the closest I get to big chill in Waterboy is, remember when Bobby Boucher came back at halftime? The Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl.
That's legit.
Hey, Kyle, would it have changed your mind at all if the NASCAR guys turned right every once in a while? if they had to go the other way, would that have changed your mind?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I feel like me, along with everyone else, has like kind of gotten into Formula One. So we talk about, you want to talk about a racing moment that could have made it. Have you guys seen Rush?
That's coming up
Literally
next week.
Like next week.
next week. Yeah.
Yep.
All timer, man. Like that movie fucking rules.
That is
like, that's like
a
Ron
hell of a
Howard
movie.
in his bag and no one talks about it.
We've got some cool stuff planned for that, so stay tuned next week, fellas.
Yeah, Ron Howard. I mean,
guess
Cinderella
it's two.
Man and Rush. I mean, two amazing sports movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching Apollo 13 with my kid the other night. Like, man, Ron Howard.
So good.
Just
He's the man.
awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
second place team and effectively the first place. All right, who you got?
Yeah. So, second place team is Team 4.
Team 4 has Hoosiers, Jimmy Chitwood, buzzer beater.
It was easy for Kyle to make that decision, he said. It was easy.
Remember the Titans double
It was
reverse.
easy.
Team 4, A League of Their Own, Dottie Inside the Park. And Team 4 is White Men Can't Jump, alley-oop for Woody Harrelson.
Dude, does it hurt that you got beat by White Men Can't Jump and fucking the wrong team in A League of Their Own? Does that hurt a little bit?
I love White Men Can't Jump.
All right, so give us your analysis of the great Team 4.
So, A League of Their Own. Okay, you tell me. Did Dottie drop that ball on purpose?
Yeah.
I think she
Yes.
was.
I say yes.
I think she was
Yes.
unconscious, but I mean, whatever you guys think.
She was concussed.
She dropped it on purpose.
She got Billy Bob.
She dropped it on purpose. Not a big chill moment for me. So we talked about the double reverse. Him calling over Reb is a big chill moment. The actual play itself. The thing that drives me fucking crazy in that play is they're on like the 20.
Sunshine's blocks.
So they have to score a TD. The other coach is like this supposed genius. They're talking, Ed Henry, the only time we'd be facing Ed Henry is in the state championship game. Whatever. They're talking about this guy as a genius. They're on the 20. And it's like right before they shut the sideline, and he's like they're going deep, cover deep. Like you're already in prevent if you're not a fucking moron. It's
wait a minute, they might go for the end zone here.
Yeah, like honestly, the Billy Bob hook and ladder is a lot more of a realistic play to score that last I mean, Boise State fucking did that shit to perfection. Just now with a fat man. Like it's much more realistic than the double reverse.
I also can't get over
Jimmy
Sunshine's
Chitwood
blocks.
buzzer beater is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like where is everyone? Like Sunshine would have ran into 2 deep safeties, and like one of them would have taken him out. Then the other is right there.
Trevor Lawrence would have been
Rhett.
destroyed on that play. He just got absolutely wiped out.
One movie real quick before we go to a little bit further. The Program. I forgot that the chill moment in that when he when the fullback comes across and makes the block on the sidelines, like none of us took that. I'm surprised.
I had the Program as an also rated.
What about Kathy Ireland kicking the field goal in
Necessary Roughness is a fucking goddamn disgrace. That movie is horrendous.
Kyle, we've established that we're on different pages, okay? We got it, bro.
Okay, so
Necessary Roughness is an absolute travesty. The Program, I love what the Program was trying to do. I really love it. You know who else loved it? Jimmy Kahn, when they said, you can take this paycheck and you do not have to try, my friend, because he mailed that role in. Yeah. I mean, incredible.
What about my boy that headbutts the fucking car window?
That's my chill moment.
Dude, that's the chill moment in that
place at the table, baby.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Oh, you mean the rapist? The rapist
he
who
takes
supposed
that
to feel bad
tiny
for
woman and throws her.
that.
I'm like, holy shit, this is intense.
Yeah, that one.
I watched that one as a pretty young kid, and I was like, "Holy shit, what's happening in this movie?"
You start turning on all the roids that the Houston coaches were giving. Like, no more, coach. No more, coach.
What's that?
Yeah, the Program tried to do something, it just didn't quite land.
Yeah,
some of the things were good. The best was Alvin Mack, who the actor is like Dwayne Brown or Dwayne Davis or something like that. He was also in Little Big League, and then I'm pretty sure his son was also an Ohio State football recruit.
He's also in summer school,
but he's great in that movie. Yeah. Yes,
also
that's kill the running back, kill everybody.
I love how all of Epps' talking while he's running is just comical.
All right, so
Summer School is a movie that came out 15 years before you were born, Kyle. Just so you know.
It's a classic. You should check it out. Mark Harmon, former UCLA quarterback, Mark Harmon.
All right, so Team 1. What was Team 1, Brad? Did you read it?
Oh, so Team. Well, he didn't talk about White Men Can't Jump or Hoosiers yet, though.
Yeah, he said Hoosiers was a great pick.
And then he said White Men Can't Jump's why you didn't win.
Okay, all good. All right,
no, I love White Men Can't Jump, but that's not big chill for me.
Yeah,
agreed.
Team 1 was Team 2.
The bigger chill is Rosie Perez playing Jeopardy, right? I mean, come on.
She kills it.
Let's be serious.
They study specifically for that category. Foods that start with Q.
So who's got the best Rosie Perez impression?
Quince.
Rosie Perez and Pineapple Express was amazing.
All right, Team 2. The Natural, the Sparky scoreboard home run. Warrior, brother finishes brother. Vision Quest, Luden beats Shoot, and Any Given Sunday, ridiculous run over the center.
Kyle, my first question for you. My first question for you, Kyle, is: have you seen Vision Quest, and do you have any idea what they're talking about?
Zach's just
yes, yeah, that's Matthew Modine. That's a wrestling movie where he's like kind of an incel.
Yeah,
like,
so good.
But he's
chicks. A creep, but he
gets chicks, but he's a complete creep. He would be deep in the message boards if it was in 2022.
100%.
I just love that his name's Matthew Modine, and then what's the comic that says his son's names are Matthew Modine and Moxley?
Are you along?
No.
What do you think of Vision
Showing my
Quest,
age
Kyle?
again.
Are you a fan of Vision Quest?
I'll never see Vision Quest again. Okay. I watch it. Like it doesn't. Vision Quest isn't big for me. Again, like if I was a child of the '80s, maybe. But
it's like all the right moves is right there with it. All the right moves is a weird one too, with Tom Cruise football movie.
All the right moves is kind of like sneaky good.
Yeah,
like it has definitely has its moments. Leah Thompson.
Oh yeah,
yes, hard yes.
We can agree on that, Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Mrs. McFly.
So
and then Any Given Sunday. I mean, so obviously Any Given Sunday or Vision Quest didn't lose it for me.
It should have.
No, I like Any Given Sunday a lot. I'm a huge Any Given Sunday fan.
Will it be
the thing with Any Given Sunday though, it's got the best movie speech ever. I mean, that's the big chill moment. The run over the center is good. I mean, the thing with Team 2 is that on my pod, when I introduce the big chill, the example I give on every single show is the Roy Hobbs knocking out the lights moment. Yeah. The big chill. Yeah. I don't even love the natural that much. I think the natural is really good, but it's not like the best, but that moment is incredible. That is a perfect moment. And then in Warrior, when he's finishing the, I love you, Tommy, and he's like choking him out, and they've got that song that starts playing, and that rolls into them kind of walking out together. Yeah, it's again, Gavin O'Connor. He's a god. So I saw those two, and I was like, it's gonna be really tough for any team to beat those two, because I think those were the top 2 picks on the board.
When me and Nick are in 3rd grade and we wrestle in the living room and I choke him out, I always whisper in his ear. I'm always like,
I love you,
Nicky. And then he just fades out, and then I just leave him on the floor and then go into his house and eat his Cheez-Its.
You get your iPhone, you put it on that national song.
Yeah, I put the national song on. I eat his Cheez-Its, and then I walk out of the room.
He's holding it here. Like, hold on.
And then Nick got escorted into military police custody, which you forget that's the end of that's the eventual end of Warrior. Like when the camera stops rolling, like he gets that shoulder fixed up, and it's like, all right, come with us, son.
I've got
it's like the start of Rocky 5. That's how the end of Warrior
ends. About Warrior. I got a lot of questions about like what happens after and what happened before. Man, I really want them answered. I'll never know.
Yeah, congratulations, Kyle. We're sending you to jail.
Great pick again. We've had a couple of experts on this show to judge drafts, and I'm 2-0 in that category, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Who was the other expert?
It was Nate's actor friend, the romantic.
I guess
romantic gesture.
He was an expert.
We love you, but you picked Nick, so you're not.
You're an expert. You heard.
So Nick, what's our record here, Nick? How many are you?
That's 4. That's 4 for me.
Are you and Brad at 4?
4. Now
we now both got 4 wins. Team 4.
You guys both suck.
How many wins do you have, Nate?
Do I have 2? Do I have 1?
You have 2.
I don't remember. I
have 2.
I stopped caring.
I only have 1 win, Kyle. If you had known that
combined
beforehand,
wins are almost as much as Nick and I individually.
I mean, you guys should have let me do your big board.
We do need a big board.
We do. All of this is extremely like every draft. I have to make a decision. I'm like, am I going to pick for myself, or am I going to pick for anyone else? and I always make the wrong decision and pick myself, and then guys like Kyle come on and they're like, well, this team sucks.
Guys like Kyle and every other judge we have.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Every judge that we have. So it's not really you, Kyle. It's everyone else. But it is you.
I like that you were living your truth, though, because I would like to think that I would do the same thing.
That's me, brother. I'm just living my truth.
In last week's draft, I decided to take the unorthodox strategy of basically doing an auto draft. I just went to a list of the best Coen brother characters and literally just went down the list, whatever was best available, and I won the draft. And we almost got in a fist
Nate hadn't seen
three of his 4 movies.
3 of his 4 movies, he had not even seen the fucking movie. And he picked them.
Wait, so which Coen brothers movies have you not seen?
All of them.
Raising Arizona, Miller's Crossing, fucking all the movies that they have made.
Was it Barton Fink?
Barton Fink.
And he won the fucking draft, and then we almost murdered him, but we are at his house, and he's kind of like the ringleader and got us David Anspaugh, so fuck. I can't kill him yet, but I want to.
You can tell that they've let this go, and it's all.
But we're fine. We're fine.
Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge.
Did anyone pick Matt Damon in True Grit, who's having more fun than anyone's ever had in his life, having a ridiculous accent?
He did not get chosen.
We decided that those weren't truly Coen brothers characters because they weren't written by the Coen.
I took Hattie Ross, but everybody else was like, "Oh, that's not a Coen brothers character." I was like, but they focused on her like they did in the book. So
all right,
whatever.
so
legitimately one of the most incredible child actor performances ever by Haley Steinfeld.
She's pretty amazing.
She's fucking
admit.
incredible,
and she's great. And I love her and everything she's.
And if the category was awesome child actors, Brad would have had a fucking argument. But the category was Coen brothers characters, and they fucking didn't write that character. So fuck you, Brad.
I also had Jesus on my team, though, one of the greatest bowlers of all time. So.
All right, so Kyle, thank you for coming on and judging. I want to hear. So tell you kind of sprinkled them in, and you were like apologetic, but man, we want all the promotion. So tell us what episodes you've got coming up and what cool shit that we should send all our listeners over to Big Screen Sports to hear about.
So Big Screen Sports, the good thing about it is I think I'm 200 episodes deep now, and
damn,
pretty much everything is evergreen. The first episodes are a little rough, but still hold up. Episodes every Monday, usually sports movies. Sometimes it's an interview. Like my most recent episode was with author Jeff Pearlman about the show Winning Time that just started on HBO. It was based on his book Showtime. Jeff, incredibly nice guy, very generous with his time. Been on the show like 7 times now, just a great dude.
Wow.
Next week, like I said, an interview with Jesse Sheldon from Game Changing Films. But typically each episode is me and a guest or a couple guests covering a movie. Like I said, we did Rom-Com Month last month, and that was kind of the same cast and crew the whole time. It was me, Alex McDaniel from For the Win, Caroline Darney from Bet For the Win, and Mike Golick Jr., currently fun employed Mike Golick Jr., but everyone knows who he is. And so every Monday it's me, some guests, a sports movie, or a movie voted on by the Patreon group. If you want to support the show, it's patreon.com/Big Screen Sports. And then we'll be doing, whenever Ted Lasso season 3 gets going, we'll probably do a big season 2 recap and then a season 3 rewatch.
Big Ted Lasso fans.
Yeah, we're all in on that, so we're going to be
best
we're
show
going to be listening.
Best show on TV.
Agreed.
Yeah, so we did a season 1 rewatch with hindsight in mind, like having seen the whole season, and then season 2 we did it episode by episode.
Cool.
We watched it week by week as it was coming out, and then we did a whole like a season 2 recap episode as well.
Kyle, weigh in on this. Kyle,
baseball,
real quick, weigh in on this. My wife almost got in a fist fight over whether Jason Sudeikis was incredibly sexy or not. Is Jason Sudeikis sexy? What do we think?
Oh, fuck yeah, he is.
I agree, dude. Right?
Sudeikis?
All right,
yeah.
I'm glad.
And
you,
we
Kyle.
know in the show, like, Ted is also like a good lover.
Yeah.
We find that out in the
dude.
show. So
Very generous,
a
very
generous, unselfish lover. I love
buy
that.
He's also got a great mustache.
Mustache rides for free over here, baby. All right, continue, Kyle. I apologize.
Absolutely.
So baseball.
If you're a baseball fan, from Phenom to the Farm, that is brought to you by the good folks at Baseball America. That comes at you every other Tuesday, and that is just an interview with a former professional baseball player walking through their career from amateur ball through the big leagues, big focus on college ball and the minor leagues. The most recent episode dropped on Tuesday, and that was with current Cincinnati Reds hitting coach Alan Zinter, who played 19 fucking years in pro ball and got 78 big league ABs, like a legitimate Crash Davis.
19
switch hitting
years
catcher,
and
made
hit 78 times. Holy crap! Wow.
Made his big league debut when he was 34. Incredible
That's
story.
super cool story.
So we talk about him being an All-American at Arizona all the way through his minor league career, making his late big league debut. Now he's a hitting coach. Like, talk about what it's like to work with Joey Votto, guys like that. So that was cool. Next episode is with Philip Umber, who is probably the most unlikely person ever to throw a perfect game. He did it in 2012. Was a 2003 national champion with Rice. Following up him is another unlikely guy to throw a perfect game, Dallas Braden. That's in the queue. So
that's right up our alley. That's 209 Stockton, California.
Go,
Yeah.
Stockton.
I work in
the
Stockton,
mayor.
so yeah. No, that dude he's Stockton legend for sure. Stag high.
Yeah, the mayor. So and that's like 50 episodes deep now. Those are all pretty evergreen. So if you're a baseball fan, go check those out. It has some Dontrell Willis was on the show a few weeks back. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves him. Another
shit.
California guy.
Yeah, I was going to
D-Train.
say. Yeah, D-Train.
Sounds like you got a bunch of great stuff to so fans go back and catch up on all the old stuff and pay attention to the new releases on Mondays and Tuesdays. I think you can follow Kyle and Big Screen Sports on all the socials. Kyle's got a blue check mark on Twitter to fucking.
You got the check mark, dog?
30-year-old
I
blue
got-
check mark.
Listen, I gotta say, it was I felt pathetic with how happy getting the check mark.
Well, hey, you know what?
jealous as fuck.
If you feel pathetic,
I
you
had
should-
literally, I had a fucking horrible day at work the night before, like the day before, and I went to bed. I woke up that morning and I went to check my phone. I was getting the shower and I saw like Twitter verified had followed me, and then I saw I had the check mark and I was just like grinning like an idiot. And I like got out of the shower and woke my wife up, and I was like, I got verified on Twitter, and she was like, I don't.
you know what? You know the only thing that's worse than that, Kyle, is that I woke my wife up and I was like, "Babe, I got this guy Kyle Bandujo coming on our show. He's got a blue check mark on Twitter. He's coming on our show.
Oh man,
She's like,
yeah,
I don't know what the fuck you're
that's
talking
sad. Yeah, I hope your wife didn't care. I can't think of anything less important than that.
When we found out we were having David Anspaugh on, I told my wife, I was like,
that's much cooler.
I was like, do you want to celebrate? Let's go. I'll meet you at the brewery. Let's get a drink. And she's like, I don't really care about that, but I had a bad day at work, so yeah, I need a drink.
That's like the most Brad's wife thing to say ever.
Anyway, so yeah, follow Kyle and his blue check mark on all the socials and check out all his stuff. And hey, man, thanks so much. If you ever need a bunch of guys that know random things about movies and are expert on nothing on your show, you just give us a call, okay?
100%.
Thanks, Kyle.
Have you guys on to cover the Wizard.
When you get to the Wizard, but best of times.
Hey, what was the best of times? Yeah.
You said a couple weeks. Best of
Next
times
week.
next month.
Yeah. So it is tentative in 2 weeks.
Okay.
We'll see. KVV's got some work stuff, so we'll see when that
Dude.
comes out. So if it's not the best of times in 2 weeks, it's going to be Beer Fest. So either way, we're getting a good one.
If you're gonna have KVV on the pod, you've got to ask him to do his Gary Player impression because holy fuck, it is my favorite shit ever.
It's the best. I don't know, not to plug someone else's pod, but he went on the Shotgun Start podcast.
Dude, I love Shotgun Start, bro. We're on the same page.
And talked about Phil Mickelson's adventure, like trying to play baseball, and I had never heard it before.
I listened to that episode.
It's incredible. It's one of the,
oh man,
it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Like I could not believe it. Like Phil Mickelson is a fucking maniac.
It's amazing. And on that note, thank you so much.
Hey,
pal.
you said beer fest. You a beer drinking guy? You like a beer?
Not as much as from like 18 to 22, but yeah.
Well, we partner with a local brewery here called Last Call Brewing, and we came up with a beer that they named the BVK IPA. So yeah, I'll off list. I'll email you, and you send me your address. I'll send you a 6-pack.
Oh hell yeah!
Are you 21 yet, Kyle? Are you 21? We gotta make sure you're 21.
Put the license up there real quick.
I'll do that.
We're not trying to get arrested.
I think I got my license here. Somewhere. Guys, I appreciate you guys having me on. Like it is always a pleasure to be asked on someone else's pod. Doing a podcast that you don't have to edit yourself is real fucking fun.
Fuck yeah! I do it every week. Brad edits it.
So the reason they keep me around.
I appreciate it, guys. You guys are doing the Lord's work here with these drafts. Like it's a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys having me on. Very honored.
Thanks, man. All right,
Thank you,
take care, Kyle.
Thank you, brother.
See ya.
Go to sleep, brother.
Yeah, that's the plan.
All right, that was awesome, except the part where Nick won. But anyway, so
I'm sorry.
Let me clear my throat here.
you know what? I'm gonna go to Staples and buy a bunch of highlighters so I can have color coded lists too, like this dipshit.
Professional. I just know what I'm doing. I come with a plan. I execute that plan to precision.
Do we need to get one of those like little mouth like the rubber balls for whoever gets fourth place? Just immediately has to put that on.
Oh, that'd
just
be
go
We
have to grunt.
I should do it with a ball gag on the whole time.
Like
I'll
the
be
GIMP.
This should be the GIMP. The GIMP mask should be given to fourth place.
Because they've been having a lot of opinions.
When you're
lately.
fourth
They'll just be over there like,
All right. So
that'd be a mess.
Kyle Bandujo's fucking awesome.
Legit.
he's great.
really cool. I
Cool,
really
dude.
liked him.
At least I think it's Bandujo. It could be Bandujo.
I think it's Bandujo.
Kyle, if we've been calling you Kyle Bandujo instead of Kyle Bandujo the whole time, I apologize.
Apologies.
So Kyle, so he hosts Big Screen Sports. Go check it out. He was awesome. It's awesome. Next week we're going to do something a little different. So it's award season, and we were like, should we talk about all the Oscar nominated films? And we were like,
And Zach was like, "Yeah, we should," and everybody else was like,
fuck that
"No."
shit. We're not watching all those films. Some of them are going to suck. So instead, we decided to do our own award show, and we're going to do the bevies, and it's going to be a special draft episode where instead of just freewheeling it, we have categories we have to fill. So we'll do a best actress, best actor, best film, best director, and a wild card fifth category.
Oh, a wild cord?
Is that not how you say it? Hey,
Wild cord.
you want to measure me?
Not before you. No, you better wash your hands before
Wash
you.
your mouth out with
Okay.
soap
Mouth out
before
with
you
soap,
talk to me
son.
like that.
We're going to do a wild cord episode, or a wild cord fifth round. where we
go with
pick whatever we want. But the set of movies we're going to use is everything we've done, all the movies we've covered on Bevs to this point. So
BVK movies. Are we going back to the ones that people know?
No base just ones that other people.
Are we going to include the bullshit fucking preseason?
Oh my God!
We're
going to include the preseason.
Yes, it will be an annual event.
Preseason only for this event, but none of the wins and the drafts count. So anyway, we're doing the.
Do you guys know that in the last episode, Nick snuck in?
I didn't sneak shit in. I said it because it's the truth,
and not one of us called him out. The fact that he called this the second season.
Okay, so
made Buster.
That draft will be called the Bevies in honor of Bev.
First annual Bevies.
So we'll do that on Tuesday. On Thursday, you get a mashup episode where we're going to do a bit of a greatest hits for the first not first full year, but first year up to that point through the Bevies.
We'll do the preseason and the first season.
You're going to hear a lot of our commercials.
First season, second season, boom.
So if you love our commercials, we're going to run them back all sort of put together. We're going to do some funny moments. So we'll have a kind of a highlights episode on Thursday. And then the following week, you're going to jump in with one of Brad's picks. What are you going to pick, Brad?
So it is... when this is broadcasting, Drive to Survive for the Formula One season has shown up. Drive to Survive Season 4 on Netflix. And if you haven't watched any of the Drive to Survive, it's worth checking out. It's some great sports drama. And it's all about the Formula One season from the previous year. Well, Formula One...
What are they trying to survive, Brad? Left turns?
Literally sometimes surviving... flaming wreckage where they just about crazy. Die. So
I've started that.
It's worth checking out. If you like sports documentaries, it's pretty legit. But the Formula One season is starting up again, and so we're going to jump into Ron Howard's from just not too long ago, early 2010 Rush, which is about some of the battles that James Hunt and
damn, they really missed. They should have named him Mike Hunt.
James Hunt and Niki Lauda were battling in the late 70s. It was some amazing competition, but exact opposites, polar opposites as far as their driving styles and their lifestyles. Great movie if you have not checked it out. And for the draft, we're going to be drafting the most memorable drivers in movie.
Oh,
memorable drivers.
Like
so
Gosling, Gosling from Driver?
There you go. It doesn't have to be a race car driver. It doesn't
like
have to
Baby Driver from Baby Driver?
Keep saying names, Zach.
Yeah, just choose them all.
What about Morgan Freeman from Driving Miss Daisy?
Hey, that sounds like a hell of a pick. I would think about that with my first round pick.
You just heard 3 of my first fucking 4 picks for my last place team.
And we're going to bring one of our former draft judges back. Last time he got to rate our top movie action kill lines, but this time we're going to bring Maurice in to talk about...
You mean the Space Cowboy? Some people call me Maurice. Oh, sorry, guys. Jesus. You guys didn't get that? Brad's face was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I did get it, but I was not prepared
like,
for
lame.
it. I was not prepared. But yeah, Maurice is going to come on and he's going to draft our drivers, and we're going to talk some racing because that guy's been around racing for a lot of his life. So that's what we'll be talking.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in to another week of Bev's Video Kingdom. Awesome one for us.
Week.
And again, if you didn't catch the Hoosiers pod, it was our first ever actual Drinking with the Director with David Anspaugh. It was awesome. You should definitely check it out.
Thank you, David, for coming on.
Send that shit to all your friends, you guys.
Yeah,
be like, hey, Bev's Video Kingdom's got a real guest.
Well, yeah, because some of your friends are probably thinking, who are these fuckheads that just got some stupid podcast? It's like, no, these people are getting legit guests, and it's going to hopefully get better from there. So
big thanks to our publicist / booking coordinator, Big Nate, for making all this shit happen. We appreciate you, brother.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
All right, guys. We will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
I wanna be at Beverly's, bringing me home with my movies, just a blind by, no reason why. I love this scene. Nick Nate, Zach, and Brad, your favorite podcast. The start